by the way, we did hit the 103 mark. We got 103 people that we said we wanted to get about 100 people in a 3-month time frame. And we conquered that goal. On a couple other platforms, the Thomas Party, we getting close to in the hundreds based off what we've been doing. So, going in a consistent manner. I just want to appreciate everybody that's tapping in and starting to give feedback based off what we're doing as far as the community people with the information that we put now from economically, culturally, traditionally, nationally. You know what I mean? All that. We tap into a lot of things, the spectrum of things. And I'm going to go through all that again tonight because that's what I really want to do tonight outside of letting Master Ether and the Money Corner do what we do every week, which is most important within the movement of us as a people, understanding how we can govern ourselves in a manner that's going to be economics. You ready? I see you went from the screen.
Hold on. It looked
no problem. So while he get ready, before he taps in and give us that, top of the hour information, dealing with that economics, the Money Corner.
Birthday.
Appreciate that, my brother. See that I got
late, but it's all good.
Boy, I ain't even finishing this. I ain't even trying to. Don't be playing with me this weekend. I ain't gonna lie, by the way, I'm gonna give a shout out to this place I went last night called Victory. What they call Midtown, downtown. It's like really a block away, 2 blocks away from Wynwood. But it's a couple of nice restaurants. They got lounge restaurant type of vibe down there. It's a black-owned spot that really originally started in Maryland and DC. It's called Victory. And the brother that started that movement, he did up there, finally brought one down here to Midtown, Miami. It's called Victory. And I ain't gonna lie to you, the concept is crazy. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I was inspired. The man doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Because it's literally about food. But the music while you're sitting down is like how we were playing music just now. I mean, like I was hearing Fabulous and I'm hearing all the from soulful R&B too. They play everything for ladies, reggae, a little bit of, you know what I mean? But it's our vibe, you know what I'm saying? And literally they have reservations that go out 2 months to get a primetime seat at their restaurant to sit down and eat.
Crazy.
Not even to dance, not to run up, jumping down, to sit down and eat. You got to make reservations. And we made these reservations the first time last year for Valentine's, because I don't celebrate it, but we was going to go there just to hang out that weekend. Hey, I got to bow down to the woman, you know what I'm saying? Now I don't like the romantic shit. Excuse my French, but I love my wife. But, you know what I mean? Shit, I'm keeping it real. So we had planned, but we had some shit happen, and family situations happened. We didn't go. Wasn't in the mood to do it at the time. But we rescheduled for this weekend coming up because of my birthday, or Earth Strong, and whatever people like to call it, celebration-wise. But, you know what I mean? It was a nice spot. It was a black-owned spot. Like I said, it came out of D.C., Maryland area. The first 2 locations in D.C., Maryland, and it's called Victory. It's a black-owned restaurant lounge, and we went there. They got hookah service. We by the way, at 6:30, when our reservation is from 6:30, and you got 2 hours. So whatever you seek at, you can't hang out all night. You got 2 hours.
Get in and get out.
You got 2 hours to drink, eat at your table you reserve. You know what I mean? Because before a certain time, there was like all the wall seats in this spot is like booths. You know what I'm saying? And the booths, already before people get there, they got the cranberry, the pineapple, the cups, the limes sitting on the table because all these tables already been reserved. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
So while you're sitting in the small table for your food, because I came at 6:30, because I couldn't get a reservation other than 6:30. So but I sat there until like 8:30, 9 o'clock, because I wanted to get the experience, seeing how this whole shit worked. You know what I mean? I'm into the bar vibe, into hospitality and food and liquor, and I want to see how the brother really had this shit popping. And from the food, I treated it like as if I was a tester. You come into a place, you want to try this shit out. You know what I'm saying?
You're a critic.
I'm a critic. That's how I was treated when I was like, on my birthday, I'm going to go on this bitch, make a reservation, and see how they work in this bitch. Let me see how this shit going. That's how the Chinese did some niggas out the hood, some brothers out the hood, trap bocce. when we had them at poolside, and I had them at the back of the Tiki Hut.
Mhm.
Before the Chinese people opened up their restaurant, they were coming on Sundays to Trap Bachi
Mhm.
and buying the food, buying the hookahs, and vibing for 2-3 hours and watching the atmosphere.
You gotta know your competition.
Correct. And I watched these Chinese people come to poolside for almost 3 weeks in a row, order different shit, a lot of shit. They spent money to be able to experience what they were trying to tap into. Feel me? Just as an example of it, you know what I mean? Same thing as what I was doing. Like I gotta go see because I'm in that kind of business. I like to just learn the concepts. And the reservation is the concept. And the food was good. That's the thing about it. The food wasn't no good food. Like everything was gourmet food. As far as how you were presented, if you went to Houston's or Shooters or
Right.
you feel me?
Yeah, I feel you.
It was given to you in that manner, food wise, but still, they played our type of music and catered to our type of crowd. And the people that serviced you were mostly look like us in Spanish, a little bit of that, mix going on. Because where it's located, Midtown, by the way, which is right outside, like literally is a street over
From
from
Winwood.
yeah, Wynwood's like maybe 5-10 minutes up the road as far as
Okay.
the central area of
Okay, I got
where
you.
Wynwood is at.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? They got the Target right there. This has really just been building. I've been delivering to this area for almost 2 years now. They've been building up this area for a minute to get it to where it's at. You know what I mean? It's a shopping plaza, a lot of restaurants. But it's nice though. Check it out. So that's my plug for Victory, black owned restaurant I went to this weekend, and their food was good, music was good, drinks were good. Expensive. But I guess after you make a reservation, you wait. You ain't gonna be on no bullshit when you go. I guess that's a selling point. Anyways, I know from my marketing promotion experience, that's a selling point. You know what I mean? Like I ain't gonna hold no stops because I know the next time I can get in might not be until 2 months. You know what I mean? It might be you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
That's exclusive shit that I like about it though. But either way, I checked them out. Victory. That's my plug for the night. Besides that though, my other plug for the night. Shout out to my boy Pete. You know what I'm saying? Good old. We got this Remy that I'm not gonna finish.
He keeps saying that for some reason.
I'm not gonna finish it. No. Man, I've been listening here. I've been debating all day. And Money Corner, excuse me for 1 second, dog. It's the Earth Strong and just vibing for a minute. Don't mind me. I got into a little situation after I came out of Victory. I'll tell y'all the story real quick, right? Like I said, I ain't got no guests tonight or nothing, so if you just vibing, you mind Money Corner real quick? Let me just tap in on this. So last night, I was at Victory, right? I'm leaving. I got a text message from one of my peoples I met on Clubhouse. He's like, man, they banging right now. Shout out to Big Top Cats, right? Big Chief out of Texas. He was in the room banging with some Pan Africans, right? This shit was going crazy. And you got a lot of different groups of people in this room listening to this situation. So he's like, man, they banging right now. So I'm leaving the lounge. You know what I mean? On liquor, I'm chilling. I finally get to the crib. We get to the crib. And I finally like, you know what? When I get to the crib, let me tap in and listen to what they talking about. And they were going in on some shit, right? And it was dealing with history that I think a lot of people might not know about. You know what I mean? Dealing with a group of people called the Moravians. And I'm going to go into it later but I want to just bring up that that's going to be my conversation that I'm going to go into tonight about a group of people called the Moravians and some prominent people connected to it. But we were really having a great conversation. But today it led to me, because of what happened last night, setting up the Moravian trail that led to the evolution of what we call the AME Church. And some prominent names that a lot of prominent black people, African American people, will understand who these people are, such as Paul Cuffey, Richard Allen, something Turner. What's his name? Absalom Jones.
Yeah, Absalom Jones.
Absalom Jones, something Turner. Henry Turner. I think it's Henry M. Turner. I think it's his name. The Four Horsemen of that whole situation. I'm gonna find out. But we went into a situation because see, it's an intellectual conversation whenever you get into them certain topics of rooms that go in that way. But let's get into this money right now, though. Money corner, what's popping? Tell me something. What's popping? What's the topic for the night? What you got going on?
Same thing about the money. Trying to make it happen. Building a financial literacy. Staying focused. Like, my saying is that, stay diligent, stay the course, because it's real easy to get distracted. A lot of these things are non-factors. Keep your eye on the prize, and you should be successful. And stay optimistic, and leave the pessimistic shit alone. But let's be realistic too, because I'm more on the reality more so than anything else. Sometimes we're too optimistic, and you become that daydreaming shit instead of just being realistic, gathering your bearings and see where you're at, and then plotting course and stay in the course. But what I was going to really focus on today is just some travel hacking.
Who? Say it again?
Travel hacking.
Travel hacking. Okay.
Right. So travel hacking basically is, if you're not familiar with the term, you're giving yourself the opportunity to travel and see the whole world for free. And a lot of people don't understand that there's opportunity to do that. So you waiting, I'm going to wait, and I'm going to be able to go on vacation. And you're trying to save up all this money. And while you saving, stuff get more expensive. And right now we're in COVID, things are shutting down. Certain companies countries have restrictions. But more importantly, you need to know what you need to do in order to get back home, which most people ask you to take a COVID test. So it's a little different now. But with travel hacking, what you're doing is you're getting to see the whole world for free instead of paying for it. So one way you do that is by using reward points. That's the main way that you're going to be able to do that, using reward points on credit cards. So now if I had a credit card and I would say to you that certain credit cards are going to be able to give you this option, you want to get a card that gives you reward points back. Those reward points can be used for you to be able to travel. They also could be used for hotel fee. They could be used for you to rent a car, the whole nine. The reason that's important is that you want to eye out, like, especially if you have a business, you get cards that are going to give you rewards. So that's the first way you go in. You say, hey, I'm going to get some reward points. This card is giving me 20,000 points if I do X, Y, and Z. If I spend this amount of money, if I open a card, they're going to give me these points as a bonus. And then for every all the money I spend in the gas station, the grocery store, they give me 5%. Excuse me, I got an adjustment. They give me 5% back. I just finished dinner. So they give me 5% back, right? So with that 5% back, it accumulates over the years, and depending on how much money you're spending. What you want to do is you want to start focusing. You know how you pay your light bill, you pay all these different bills every month, the same bills you pay every month. Take those bills, put them on one credit card. Pay that credit card off as soon as you get the bill. Not even when you get the bill. I'll be waiting for it to hit the account. We be looking online, waiting for it. Like 2 days later, we be waiting. I only wanted to hit the credit bureau most of the time. 2 days, 3 days later, you're already paying it off, but you already got all these points. So let's say you got $7,000 you spend to keep your household running every month. You're getting 700 points a month by letting that $7,000 go through your credit cards. Now you got $700, and you can look at it two ways. You can use those points in order for you to travel for free and see the world for free, or you can use it just as cash back to help you pay that bill. Also, say if you spent $7,000, you really only spent $6,300 because you got $700 back, and that's what they'll give you back money back. Now, mind you, the reward points is always going to be more than the actual money value. So if you use the points, you can get more actual value out of the points versus them giving you cash back. So if they say, hey, you got 600 points back, that means that if you want to get the cash value of that, they're going to say, okay, them 600 points is only worth $470. It ain't worth 600. You got 600 points, but it's worth 473. You understand what I'm saying? But if you use reward points, it's actually more value there. So that's one way you can do it. You find a credit card, you push all your finances and everything through that. You push all your monthly expenses, through that card, you get the reward points. Another thing is too, finding credit cards. Your credit is good. We did this before too. We done all these things to build up all these points. That's why we travel for free. I done went all over the place for free. I'm going to Mexico for free next month. What you do is you find a card. They call this churning. So credit card churning. Your credit decent. You just go and you keep finding cards. Like you go to Nerd Wallet, Bigger Pockets. There's all these websites, right? What they do is they tell you what cards are giving all the bonuses right now. So you say, Chase, if you open this card up, or if you get a checking account, I'll give you $300, or I'll give you this amount of points. Man, we run through those things like they gone out of style. And they say, I'm serious. They say if you spend $3,000 that month, or within 3 months, you spend $3,000, they'll give you $500. I done that so many times. It's ridiculous. They especially like people who get direct deposit, which I don't get direct deposit, so I can't participate in that. But outside of that, you can make a lot of money with that, because I just be hopping from one bank to the next. Oh, you running this? Okay, boom, you good. I can do that. And I send a little few dollars there. They like the money coming in. I use their credit card, get the credit card, boom, and it's all good.
Shit.
What you do is that you find 4 or 5 of those. I just did my taxes last year. I gained an extra $2,000 just by opening bank accounts and credit cards. Money side. That's not even reward points. That's just on the money side. I got cash money. I got all the receipts here. Citibank. I made $500 off Citibank. They was like, hey, you do this, and that, and you let me hold, like, I think it was like $30,000 or something like that for like 4 or 5 months or some shit, and we'll give you $500. I was like, cool.
Wait
Yeah.
a minute. So you're saying that they were offering you to bring your money to their banking system,
Right.
and because of the bonus of you bringing your money, they're going to give you $500.
Right. You go, man.
For a certain amount of your account.
Make a whole bunch of money off my money in 3
Exactly.
months.
That's why I was like, hold on, wait a minute, because you be on here on Money Corner telling us how to put this money in situations. Matter of fact, I don't want to change the subject what you're saying, so go ahead, finish. You know what I mean? I want to be respectful. Go. I got to ask you some questions. I got some questions for you. So go
That's
ahead.
fine. So now, what you do, once you get these offers, you should start building them up. Once you catch the rhythm, it's a wrap. It's contagious, man. You'll start just searching. You'll spend time searching for them, and then you'll find all these banks that are offering all these different things. They want to get your money. Because remember, you don't heard me use this term before, hypothecation or rehypothecation, and that's what banks use to take your money and then lend it back out to other people. Right. They don't, even though they don't have it. If you know how the fractional reserve works. They don't have it, and they can make up to 5 times what they have on their balance sheets, but they have to have that in debt. So they have to have a certain amount of deposits in order to create a certain amount of debt that allows them to loan out money. So that's the hypothecation, pretty much the formula for hypothecation through the banking system. So that $30,000 that I sat in their bank, that they're gonna most likely, they're not paying me any interest. Remember, the banks don't pay you no interest on your money. So
I know that. That's why I'm holding my head like. I'm like this with it, like I'm just like I'd rather put my money to work. I've always been that kind of person, good or bad. But sitting in the bank and it's just sitting there, right. I've never been a believer of that. It's better me putting it over here, because if an opportunity come to me and I can go ahead and make this shit turn from 2,000 to 2,200, you feel me? Tomorrow. That money's doing better in my hands than sitting in their bank. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my mentality. As I get into business, I understand commercially speaking.
Well,
ethnically speaking.
Depends on your situation.
Look, man, listen here.
If you only have 30 grand, of course, put it somewhere where it's going to make you more money. But if you have just an extra 30 grand that you're not really doing nothing with it, hey, you put it here for 2 months, that will give you some extra money.
Look, that's for that individual.
Exactly.
I get that.
But everybody has to know about it.
I'm talking about somebody in my situation like myself who might be sitting on about 5 to 10 grand liquid that I can be like, I can shake and move, and I'm trying to make that money make me money every day. Situational type shit. Now, hopefully you're making that 5-10 grand make you money over the year. If not, you ain't doing something right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you ain't you know what I mean? Like, if you ain't saving and accumulating out of that money that you're flipping, then you're not doing something right. I'm talking about somebody that's starting with like 5-10 grand though, and everything else they're making is really going towards bills. You know what I'm saying? Or taking care of everyday lifestyle. But they have this right now sitting. And now they're trying to make that money make them money. The credit card part, he said, is correct 100%. I just heard another man before, and I don't know if you've seen the page where I posted it about the white dude. I ain't trying to be racist, but the white guy that's in modern day time, they say, right? He might have been Jewish or something like that too. But either way, he was talking about how he don't use his bank account for not one transaction. Everything that he did was dealing with his credit card, as you're saying right now. And I know you ain't hear what he said. You feel me? because I think you would have told me right now.
No, you're still going to use your bank account. You're going to need to pay that credit card company. You're going to need to have a bank account.
That's what I was saying.
What I'm saying is,
I mean,
that video.
But what I'm saying is,
I'll poke holes in that theory real quick.
No, but listen, what I'm saying.
You're going to need to have a financial institution in order for you to be able to just transact. It's just,
no. He was not saying. By the way, let me clear up just to make sure we're on the same page. He was not saying in that clip that I shared that he did not use. He didn't have a bank account. He was just saying that when he does anything in the public, you know what I'm saying? He's using his credit card, and then he uses his bank to pay back the credit to the bank. You know what I'm saying? As you just said.
Right.
And then obviously he's getting
hear him say that.
Oh.
I ain't hear that. I mean, I didn't hear him say that. If he did say it, I didn't hear him say that.
What I shared? The one I shared, right?
I don't know. I saw what you're talking about. I didn't see it from you, though, but I know exactly what you're talking about. He said he didn't give his kids debit cards. He gave them credit cards. Right.
He said that. I
right.
That.
And my question was, how you going to pay off the credit cards? Because I never heard him say anything about him having. He said He said, do not use no debit card. But I'm like, how you going to pay off the credit card? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you don't need a debit card to pay off your credit card. Like my day-to-day transactions, I use my credit card for pretty much everything.
No, but
because I can get cash back from that. Why would I spend money with a credit card?
How you make the payments on your credit card?
Well, yes, I attach my bank account to my credit card and I make a payment directly from my bank account to the credit card.
Right. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
so
but he
what he's saying though.
But he did.
In logic, you gotta have a bank account with some money somewhere.
The way I took it from when he was speaking. Okay, yes, if you're using logic, yes. But he didn't. He made it seem like do not mess with no debit card for nothing.
You feel me? In that manner, you're right. If we're gonna say from an elementary level of needing to be with that specific, he didn't say that. You're right.
Right.
Correct. I'm not going front, but at the same time, that's what I took from it because I already know that you got to have a money source from somewhere to pay back the credit cards in order to run the system.
Exactly.
That Money Corner is talking about right now. Dealing with bonus, it's like Money Corner saying right now, I get bonus points on using the credit card, right?
Right.
So if he's getting better, that means he has the money somewhere to pay.
Right. All he would have had to do was say, "Oh, I only use my debit card for this," and that would have been cool.
That's it.
But he didn't do that.
Okay, you're right.
But
He's right.
He's right.
He's right.
He's
right. He didn't say that shit.
This is the thing with you should be using your debit card in certain situations because certain situations is a cash deal. Like for instance, if I go to Western Union, I'm going to send somebody a wire. If I use a credit card, my credit card company is going to charge me as if it's a cash advance. So they're going to charge me maybe $30 or 30% on that money or whatever the fee they charge you just to do that. So that's when you want to use your debit card. Only a dummy going to use their credit card in a situation like that and pay all those high fees from the credit card.
But that's a dummy move.
Yeah, but
that's when you use it. A debit card, when you get a checking account, when I was younger, you got a checking account. There was no debit card that came with it. ATMs is a new phenomenon, like from the 80s on. There was no debit card. You just got a checking account. That was it. If you wanted to transact, you either went to a bank or you wrote a check at the grocery store and you gave it ID.
You held up the line writing that check.
Exactly. You was in the line writing that check with your ID. And when they scanned it through Verifone and they made sure it was good money and it was good and you was good to go and you went on your way. But now you have a debit card. Debit card is nothing but you having a liquid checking account. Me having a checking account that I could just swipe with, and it's a lot easier. I don't have to have my ID and all this other kind of stuff. It was like it was like the checking game evolved. Now you have a debit account. I can give you these numbers, and it's just like a credit card, and it got the Visa logo on it, so I can use it as a credit card anywhere that Visa's accepted. But at the same time, it's just tied to my banking account. Do you know that you have no legal standing when you use your debit card? When you use your credit card, you have legal standing because you can go to your credit card company and be like, hey, look, this and that happened, fraud, blah, 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 and you get your money back. Now, if you can't really prove fraud and they can't prove that you didn't make that transaction with your debit card, they don't fight for you. You lost your money. I'm a merchant, so I know that. So when somebody give me a debit card payment, it's pretty much golden. That's the same thing when you send somebody a Zelle payment or a cash pay or those kind of things. That is a debit. When that's a debit, it's coming out, you gave them a debit. That's almost irreversible. That's why you see people with Zelle and Cash App and those kind of things. And what is it? I think it's another app out there. Those apps, you don't get your money back if somebody steal your money.
Yep.
Somebody tried to clone my phone the other day, and I was telling you about that. They did it, And they was able to break in, and they was trying to send themselves Zelles $5,000 a piece every single time. They tried to send 5 Zelle payments out of my account, and after they had cloned my phone. But going back to what I was saying is that the travel hacking allows you to save yourself some money, because you're going to spend money on vacations. You're going to go somewhere, get your passport. I'm telling you, if you don't have a passport right now, it only makes sense for you. It don't make any sense right now. Ain't nothing else to do. It's real easy to get one. A lot of people trying to get them. Get yourself a passport. It makes it easier too. If you do need to leave the country for some particular reason, you can also go to another country for 6 months and get a visa and stay there for 6 months, 6 months, come back home for a little bit, rotate and go back if you need to do that. Start traveling and see the world, because you get a different perspective. You get this global perspective of what's going on instead of looking at the news. You don't get to see what's really going on. You don't understand what's going on. You just get what they get. This is their propaganda and this is their narrative, and it's not necessarily. It doesn't fit everybody's perspective. So you need to go out and see what the world is really about. You get an understanding and a refreshing.
Yeah. Wait. Yo, you said a lot of hot shit just now. Bars. You drop some bars. Like, we be rapping, but we don't be rapping. Feel me? Like, you said some real shit, and substance-wise, you dropped some bars just now. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, a lot of people's perspectives are very narrow-minded and based off of a doctrine that are given to them from a sane people that has kind of like disguised themselves to be able to conquer and control people from the narrative of what we call coming out of Africa. I want to ask you, because I know you know.
Let me finish the thing. We're gonna get into that.
Go ahead. You know I want to go into something.
I know you want to go in.
Go ahead. You know I'm fucking with you. Go ahead.
Example, because I want to kind of wrap up the thing with the travel.
Yeah, my fault. I'm sorry.
The reason that travel hacking
I was on the segue.
The reason that is so important is because you do get to see the world. You get this global perspective. You get to see places that you never seen, and you're not spending your dime. You're going to be spending your money anyway. You got to understand how the system works. We're a little behind because of how things work, and we don't have this financial literacy, nor do we seek it. We seek everything else but this financial literacy, and this is how everything works. This is why it's mind-blowing that we can be focused on everything. I guess because it's easier. I don't know. It's challenging to kind of stay away from the normal bullshit that everybody goes like a sheep. The reason sheep follow each other because they don't know nothing else to do but just to follow. So it's like if you break the mold, you actually do something, you can start building generational wealth. But you're not going to do that. You just follow the same suit with the pitiful whatever. The reason that travel hacking is very important is because you get to see the world and get renewed. It's going to influence you. When you, like, for instance, I'll give you an example. This is a little boy. He went over to Japan or China, somewhere in Singapore, someplace like that. He went with his parents. They took him over there, and he was in the model airplanes. And these ones that I think you find with a remote control or something like that, there was some special kind of joints. He went over there. He found them. He wasn't looking for it. He just said, oh, these are the same ones. He looked at the price. The price was crazy, but this shit was iller. It was better. So he went and negotiated to his pops. He was selling on eBay the joints that he was making. He went and negotiated his pops. Long story short, this is a multi-million-dollar business right now that this little boy started just because he went over to China and got influenced because he seen what was going over there. The same way that I go and I buy something for $10 and sell it for $300, that's what he's doing. You're going to these countries, you understand what they have to offer. And it's kind of an unfair gain in a sense, but it is for them because you're bringing American dollars into their economy. And then you're being able to get this product out just like all these other corporations. It allows you to be enterprising. And that's what happens. It stimulates your mind. If you're a business-minded person, whether you're young or old, if you're business-minded, you go start seeing the world, especially when you start to get that keen business sense, man, it stimulates ideas. And you're like, man, I could do this. Man, oh, damn, they got this. Back home, this is a rock over, man. People go crazy over this back home. And I be seeing people do it all the time. But you're stuck over here off these same 4 or 5 streets, and you just think that that's the whole thing. Like I told you, I grew up in Hollywood, and I took dudes to Miami. They'd be like, damn, yo, they'd never been to Miami.
That's crazy.
20-something-year-old dudes never been to Miami in their life, dude. I took them to Miami their first time, and they was blown. Their mind was blown. Yo, I can't believe I'm in Miami. I'm in Miami, my nigga. I'm in Miami.
Wait.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait. So you're telling me people from Hollywood, they in your area, never been to Miami?
Never been to Miami, dude. Never been to Miami.
Yeah, no, because see, this disproves my point. How people come to a place because of their peoples,
right,
and stay in their neighborhood and don't do nothing else.
Don't do nothing.
They don't do nothing else. They don't even know what's going on in their back door. They don't know what's going on in the county next to them. Like, that is so amazing to me, how so many people could be caught up in their city, and that's not even the county, but they have an opinion politically, economically on what's going on in the world, and you ain't traveled outside of your county, your city, and interacted or networked with people from other places outside of this area that you and your parents, you know what I mean, founded you on. And you don't know nothing else besides that. And then you want to argue with people who have been other places.
Right. This is the thing. I watch a lot of Shark Tank. And I mean a lot. And I like it. So I can identify with it. When you watch Shark Tank, you see people come in there and they say, oh, I was in Venezuela. Oh man, I was in Cambodia. And they mixed this and that, and they had this certain kind of sauce. So I loved it. So I came here and I invented the same sauce. But this and that, blah. This is the kind of stuff I'm talking. I mean, I see it all over the place. And you're not getting stimulated. You sitting around here seeing the same old dilapidated buildings with the same old crap and the same old dude on the corner and this and that. You go to the same liquor store and you can do the same thing like you're on rails. You could be like the monorail at Disney World. You're on rails, up and down. You do the same thing over and over again.
They call that Groundhog Day.
You got it. You can't tell one day from the next.
Right.
It's like the movie. You want to break away from that because it stimulates you. It stimulates you. If you're a business person, even if you're a business person, it's just good to get this freedom and see other things and see other people's culture. You appreciate it more. You appreciate what's going on with you, but you also get a better perspective of how the world works. That's what's really important. Right. So travel hacking allow you to do that more than you would if you waiting for this certain time of year for you to maybe have enough money to take a vacation. It allow you to do that because you always got that option there. We put money into accounts that we can always tap into for travel. But at the same time, I don't use none of that. If it's a hurricane, I don't like to be here for a hurricane. So I always have points. So I just hop with my points and I disappear.
All right, so I take the whole family. But the travel hacking, because that's the statement of your money corner tonight for me. That sticks out the most.
Travel hacking, as far as
travel hacking, right? Travel hacking. At one point. So travel hacking, dealing with the credit though, because like you said, points and being able to travel for free and getting this experience that we're talking about right now. Is what you're bringing to the table to say, hey man, y'all need to use y'all situation and leverage yourselves to be able to travel and see things outside of what your everyday experiences are. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to make sure that I make that clear for people that might not have got it. Because I ain't gonna lie, bro. I've been around some people. I hate to be funny, but they slow.
Right.
They slow.
Well, that's you keep getting medicated all day. When you get I can, I have my little drink and I have my little smoke, but they just a little too medicated. It started to make your mind dull sometime too.
Listen, I understood that certain people might not know something, and I accept that certain people you ain't come across this information before. You know what I mean? Right. I admit that when it comes to financial things, like things I learned from you. You know what I'm saying? I follow the lead on. No, you're on point. You know what I mean? Especially if I know I can apply myself to it. I'm not going to go and debate you on something I don't know. Feel me? It's like me asking you about NFTs and then arguing with you about it.
Right.
Feel me?
Right.
This is what's going on. I found out in this. I swear, in my analogy, dealing with people that don't know about certain groups of people, but want to argue about a people that came out of those people that you don't know about. You understand what I'm saying? And that shit be crazy to me.
They're arguing based on what people have told them.
Right.
They don't even know for themselves for sure.
Bro, they're arguing off of what they've been told in doctrine and don't even know about when I say to you, and no, bro, this shit blew me. And this is my segue. Excuse my French. Fuck that. These motherfuckers, because I got pissed, told me they don't know who these group of people are. And literally, asked me to educate them on who these people are. And after I educate them on who those people are, they want to debate me and don't know who those people are. Does that make sense to you, cuz?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't challenge anything. Like, I mean, this is the thing, man.
I mean, I know I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah, you know, I'm trying to stay on point here.
In any situation.
Yeah. I'm just trying to stay on point. Wrap up my little segment. Those things right there, like I said, I don't get caught up with trivial stuff. And when people have some information and they know what they're talking about, you let that person rock. If you don't have anything, then it is what it is. You go back, you study up, and you come back and you break it harder, or you just leave it alone. Because if it, like us again, if it's not moving the needle and it's like neither here nor there, and it's like, okay, man, I want a pissing contest. I pissed farther than you. It's like, okay, great. Where we at?
I'm doing all that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's you. I'm saying that if that's
I know it's not me.
Ultimately, when you get to the point that there's no other reward but that, because what is the reward? What is the benefit of this? What do we do after that? Then I would say that you can't give me an answer because it's all trivial shit. So if you can't give me an answer, I don't get wrapped up with that kind of stuff. So, but if somebody's jamming and they saying something of substance and it's enlightening you, and you say, man, wow, I never knew that before. There's no sense in battling that kind of stuff because you're out of it's not your area of expertise. And you really don't understand the material. So you just kind of back away. That's my point.
Your point. Never mind. I'm sorry.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't want to stop you from landing your point. I go through this in these situations I was setting up with the Autonomous Party for the conversations of historical standpoints. So people can get.
But I was talking about. I want to just kind of continue to.
Go ahead.
You went right back into that again. So I was just trying to stay.
No, you're right. Because I ain't mad. I
was just trying to say. I know you've been trying to get that out.
I'm trying to get this out right now.
And we went all over the place, and the message is kind of muddled. So I just wanted to try to get back into
your point. You're right.
What was going on?
You're right. Go ahead.
You know what I mean? So just try to wrap up because I know you want to get this out and you want to talk about what happened on Clubhouse. But what I was saying is that with the travel hat, the reason that it's so important is because it does allow you to see the whole world. You get to see what's going on in the world, and you're not spending your dime. You're creating a strategy. This is what I found out. I just was around different people. I had a party. We had a big party for my mother-in-law. A lot of people came through. We had a good time, and we were able to. I talked to some people about Bitcoin and all kind of stuff. I come to realize that, especially for my people, we don't like to develop a strategy about nothing other than dumb shit. Like not all of us, but the common person that I'm around, because it's a lot of people that are doing great things right now, and they're trying to build our financial literacy. But mainly, we don't want to develop a strategy, and that's where our problems be at. If somebody has a strategy and they trying to give it to you, you almost like want to run away from it. You don't want to have anything that's grounding, that's going to actually help you grow. You want to be on some either it's a game and I got to gamble and get rich quick. Or you don't want to focus on stuff. And that kind of stuff kind of bothers me because we're not able to move ahead. Everybody moving ahead. And we around here worrying about what shoes match with what hat and dumb crap. It'd be weird stuff. So it just be like, so on that tip, the reason that I like to be focused on stuff that makes sense is because these things are going to allow you to get a one up. When you get ready to travel, like I can go travel right now. And I've been over all these different places for free, not spending not one dime and taking my family there, which is paramount. When you're able to do those kind of things, and you're not spending no money out of your pocket. Or I may say this month, I may say, you know what, I don't feel like doing whatever. I'm just going to kiss myself and let that shit pay part of my bill for the month. And you start to develop a strategy. Now you're ruling, you're actually understanding, you're getting a financial literacy. Remember, this is the way that this system works. It's a money system. You don't understand monetary policy. You don't understand how getting the financial literacy, how important that is. You want to go work for somebody and have them give you money that you don't know what the hell to do with it. That's not real bright. And then you're not getting ahead. And I say, you got your 10 years. I watch you in 10 years. You ain't moved 1 iota. You need to change your plan. And it's not working. Just a little simple travel hack. We say, Damon, I made an extra $2,000 this year. You tell me with your gambling behavior and all the dumb shit you be into, everybody being all kind of shit. I'm betting on the game. Them Lakers gonna win tonight, and all this other dumb shit. You tell me when you flip that kind of money, you was able to do it continuously with passive income. You didn't have to think about it. You didn't have to be around those strange motherfuckers who may shoot you or do want to stiff you and all this old weird shit. It's passive income. I'm sleeping and I'm getting that. All right. And I got a whole bunch of other mechanisms because I develop a strategy. Instead of worrying about dumb, trivial shit, I'm developing a strategy to win because it's going to help my family and I can pass on generational wealth. Remember, we had a plan here. The plan didn't play around. We playing around. The plan is to be serious and put your boots on the ground and fly. And we're not doing that. We're playing around. We're talking everything else but serious stuff, man. These things just be little stuff. I can go down for days about how you can do stuff just to build up with your credit to get yourself in line that you can have money coming back to you. You don't understand the system. People want to sit around. I talked to some the other day. I said, you want to sit around and talk about UCC code and secure credit and all this other kind of stuff, which is you are untouchable. You can't even touch that stuff. But stuff you can touch, you can develop a strategy on. You don't want to do that. That shit be blowing my mind, man. All kind of stuff that you can develop a strategy on. You don't want no parts of that because you got to think and you got to execute. It's better to put some shit in your cup and talk a bunch of shit than it is to focus. And everybody ain't drinking because some of these people weren't drinking at all and they still was off the bus. Or they was on the short bus, I should say. They wasn't.
Wait, hold on. You understand what I'm saying? Said some of these people weren't drinking. You have a conversation.
They were smoking a nut like that, and they running away from it because we don't want to. We want to hear certain things, and we want to talk about. Oh, my friend or such and such got all this paper. I hate people who quote people who got a whole bunch of shit, but you ain't getting it. If you know them and you're not on the same level as them, you are idiot. Because I guarantee you, they got something to teach you, and they got mentorship, and you could be in that apprenticeship, but you don't want no parts of that.
No.
You understand what I'm saying? I know that for a fact.
Wait. Hold on, cuz.
Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh. He's dropping bars tonight, right now, bro. I mean, is it? Are you inspired by my Earth Strong or something? You coming at me or something like that? I'm talking shit. No, for real though. You really saying a lot of real shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm inspired. That's why I let you come in and do what you're doing because you're saying a lot of shit that I think people need to hear. And I even look, it affects me too. And when I'm slacking, that's me being understanding of I don't know everything. And when you hear the right thing, apply yourself to it.
Yeah, not knowing is
right.
Not knowing.
I mean, wait, am I wrong? Anybody else around me right now? Like, am I saying
it's okay not to know? But when somebody's here giving you the knowledge, and all you're doing is running away from it or giving excuses why you can't do it. First of all, I'm not even gonna waste my time on you.
Exactly. So
you know.
So what I'm saying is, see, even my situation, everything he just said. So, I mean, I'm trying to figure out how I can segue because I think what you just did, you dropped the mic on that conversation, and then you're gonna have to go back to the recording to hear what you just said.
Be uncomfortable.
Luckily, we're recording what we're doing right here because what you just said was real, like real, and I'm gonna be real with you, like. Even though it was dealing with travel hacking, like that's the word, right? Travel hacking. But you taught a lot of other things inside of that because of the fact that what you're able to do, what you just said, you get ready to go to Mexico, right?
Right. See, what happens is these things inspire me, and when I get a chance to go do these things and have these experiences, they inspire me. So I come back and I'm fresh and I have a different mindset, and that's exactly what it is. So I'm going over here, like I say, we overlooking the ocean. Got a nice jacuzzi tubs. We got a penthouse. So it's upset. We got a butler that's waiting on his hand and foot. It's all inclusive. And we ain't paying no money. Flight, hotel, everything. No money. You understand what I'm saying? And I could show it to you. No money. And that's how
by the way,
every time we move.
Hey, that's king shit right there.
Look, by the way, besides you doing that, you know I'm gonna talk shit. You going to see them pyramids, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm going over to I'm going to check out because the Mayans is a little too far from the area, so they have a place called Chichen Itza.
Oh, that's Mayans. What you talking about?
So
they're the same people.
No, I'm just saying, but it's not the Mayan ruins. What I was saying, like the famous area.
Chichen
so
Itza.
Right. So yeah. So we're gonna be down in that area. We're going down to what they call Kintaro Roo. Roo.
Say that one more time. I'm sorry. Say it one more time.
Called Kintaro Roo. Kintaro Roo.
How you spell that? I need to know the spelling of that word you just said.
But that's where we're gonna be in the area. So the name of the beach where we near is called, what is it? Costa Mujeres.
Costa Mujeres.
Mujeres just means a girl.
Mujeres.
You have woman or girl or something like that. So it's like a woman beach. Because it's a coast and it's Playa Mujeres. So it's
Playa Mujeres.
That means beach. Playa.
But still, you had said something before because of the fact that you said you're going to the pyramids, right? The step pyramids over there.
Right, they got some of that over there too. Right, they have what they call
Chichen Itza. It's a Chichen. It's a Chichen
Itza. Yeah, Chichen Itza.
You know,
and then they have the cenotes, which is like the stalactite things that be hanging up in the caverns and these caves. Yeah, this clear water and all that. So they got that too. So we're gonna check all that stuff out. But this is a detail. This is also what I wanted to end with the travel hack thing. Was
go ahead.
I'm using the business. This is business. So a couple of days out of that is gonna go on my business. So I wanted to tell you, I wrote my minutes saying that these days will be designated for me to handle business because I'll be sourcing products. And I'll also be meeting with certain people down there. And I'm going to use that in order for me to get a tax deduction when I go to file my taxes next year. So not only did I get free travel points and I travel there for free and everything was free. And then I'm using my American Express card when I do my baggage. So when they charge me for my baggage, I get my second bag check for free and free insurance when I go over there because I'm using American Express card. That's what I'm trying to say. And all I'm doing is putting like $25, $30 on it. And I'm getting all these perks from that. I'm also getting a tax deduction at the end of the year and say, oh, you know what? $800 of that I'm writing off. And it ain't going to give me a whole bunch of stuff off, but it may give me like 75. You know how it is when you watch it, you put $800 deduction or expense and it go down 40, 50 bucks, what you owe. It still give me something off. You understand what I'm saying? And that's when you maximize and you understand the system. That's why you see businesses not paying all that tax. You see Amazon or Jeff Bezos, Trump, they ain't paying all this taxes. You need to maximize. You're not understanding how the money system works. You don't care. You thought for some reason, I know what it is. It ain't rolling dice and sitting in the corner, man, shooting craps. It's not that. Bro. And a lot of people think that, oh, I'm a hustler. I'm a hustler. Dude, you a hustler. It's two things you're doing. Back in the day, I used to go, you guys are a little young, but I used to go take bottles and cans and I used to recycle them.
I used to do that.
What do you mean?
Right. So that's
hustling. Know about that?
Right, that's hustling. I'm just saying, some people don't know about that. That's hustling right now.
I'm not that young.
Right, so that's hustling. But other hustling is that you selling dope. So if you ain't doing either one of those kind of things right there, you need to actually be on something that you actually develop in a strategy. That's hustling. Because if that you understand what I'm saying? So some people saying they're hustling, but they don't have no real strategy and they don't understand how money really works. They think they know how money works. And if they got in the real world, we ain't talking about on the street. Some people can make it off the street. I'm talking about when you have a real product, not selling dope. You understand what I'm saying? You can make it. You have a real product. You are a hustler then. That's what you say, I'm hustling. No, the strategy. You get a strategy. That's the hustle. You understand how money works and you put the money in the right places. The mechanisms and the tools that are in, you use them to your best ability in order for you to gain more wealth. And then also to get a financial literacy. That's when you're doing it. See, that's what the ultimate travel hack is when you take the credit card churning, you take the reward points I was telling you about, opening the bank accounts. They want to give you, oh, you want me to open a bank account with you, Citibank? You want to give me $500 if I put this money in there? Okay, great. I put it in there for 3 months and I close it. I don't have no love and no loyalty for no freaking bank.
It's all business.
I close that shit immediately. I don't want none of my money in there and I get it out. Those things right there allow you to build that confidence so you know how to move and then you'll develop other strategy. This shit is contagious, dude. Let me tell you, when I'm around my peers and I go online and I'm around my peers, people who are moving like me, it's contagious. You be looking all day long. You're looking for a new way to try to get some extra money because you got some other money to do something with. It's just what it is. Remember, you can't conserve or you can't preserve unless you've been conservative. It's nothing to preserve. You got to get something first. You understand what I'm saying? But if you ain't never building that and you keep talking about this backwards hustle talk and it's been 12, 15, 30 years and it's like, dude, you still talking that shit, man, and you ain't got out your box yet? That's the real crab in the bucket theory. You ain't pulled yourself out yet. You know what I'm saying?
Man, you know what? Look, because I ain't have no guests tonight. I'll let you ride. You see, I let you ride tonight, right?
Right, yeah. I mean,
you mad at me because I do want, even though I'm talking shit in between everything you saying, I've been drinking and everything. I listen, don't bother me. Don't get mad at me. I let you ride. See what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie. Remy, my sponsor. Blame it on her for a second. Just no excuses. But I gotta get something off my head, and I want you to just go ahead and give your last final points before I go in. I want you to stay with me though, because I ain't bringing nobody else in on what I'm about to go in on. So, because I know you would tell me if I'm going crazy or something, just in case, because I'm gonna go somewhere. So, with the money, with the travel hacking, what are the 3 key points you would tell people to get involved? How can they get involved? And how if they just starting out, learning what you just exposed tonight and promoted tonight, educated people tonight about, edified people about. What would you say? How you starting if somebody's trying to get in the position of what you're able to do now?
Yeah, you just want to have good credit. You got to have good, clean credit.
Good credit.
Yeah, if you don't have good credit, you can't do any of these things. It don't exist. They live in a world far away from you if you don't have good credit. You have good credit, and the first thing,
good credit.
Yeah, good credit. When I say good credit, I'm talking about a 720 or better.
720 or better.
Yeah, you can do it with a 680. You can start with a 680, but you want to have.
You can buy a house with a 680.
You can buy a house with a 580 if you go FHA.
580. You can.
You know what I'm saying? But
honestly, you really can't. I don't. Maybe based off where you're living at. No, based off maybe where you're living at. I don't know, but in the cities like where we're at, down here where we're at in South Florida, you're not competing with a 580 and you're using their loans that they give you, conventional FHA, whatever, with the people that's coming in with cash. Well, you're not competing with that.
How good
I'm just saying, look, it sounds great.
Cash beats everything.
It sounds great. I watch this shit every day. You come in with your loan, you got a loan, you got 30 grand in the bank. You're not competing with the man got 300,000 in his bank.
Definitely not.
And he want that same property as you.
Yeah.
He gonna outbid you. Even if he only got 300, and he gonna say to the bank, they approved him for 400 because his credit good too. Mm-hmm. But he got 300 cash liquid.
Yeah.
He only really leveraging 20,000 because that's all he wanted to spend on that. Obviously, you spending 300,000. That's not all you got. But you're showing this off this bank account that's showing the accumulation of these funds coming in that allows you to apply off the loan off that bank account particularly. See what I'm saying? So he giving this information off this account, and he gonna go after this house or property, whatever the case might be. So at the end of the day, come on, man, you ain't competing.
No, it depends on what you're doing. When you're talking about buying property, yeah, cash is king on that end.
Cash is king.
Because a sell
that's what the foreigners coming in with.
A seller's gonna try to find the easiest way to get their money. So you can't blame them on that.
I've been doing this for a minute.
It's a demand. I've been in the real estate game, and I read about it every day. It's a crazy demand that is right now. So people with cash deals are going to be able to finagle. They'll actually go to war, and that's behind the scenes, and it has something to do with the person who's out here as a regular, the everyday consumer. They just not. They're not competing in that back world, that back door that exists for these people that are cutting deals behind the scenes with cash. You don't know anything about that.
No, you don't.
But essentially, you can still buy a house unless FHA changed since the last time I checked. With a 580 credit score with 3.5%.
You can.
Right. So you can still get that. It's just that I'm trying to say with as far as travel hacking, you're not going to get shit because it's just not. Nobody's going to look at you. They want A+ clients, people who have something or either trying to preserve something. Because remember, once you get something, you want to preserve it. That's why I say
travel hacking.
Yeah, travel hacking. You need a 720. 680 are kind of get
this. Can you say that since we talking about that? Dealing with travel hacking and dealing with you need a certain kind of score. You said 720, even 680, just to give her around about 40% drop so anybody from the 680 to 720 that might get approved for a certain type of credit card that allow them to get points, that will allow them to accumulate off every time they do a transaction with their credit card, that will now accumulate points that will allow them to travel on an airplane, get hotel, whatever the accommodations that come with the credit card that it has already. Say that one more time. I'm sorry. Before I go into the next segment.
This is the thing. It's really three areas, right? One is that you got your credit good, and you can now apply for these credit cards. All right. So you can apply for these credit cards. You're looking for these credit card offers. These credit card offers are saying that I'm going to allow you to get 20,000 points if you sign up for me and you spend $20,000, $30,000 within a certain length of time. You do that and they'll give you those points. After 3 months, they'll give it to you. You stack those points up. What you want to do now is because they have a reward system where they'll give you 5%, 3, 4, 5%, whatever the range is, depending on what category you spend in. And they'll actually ask you, do you spend and you go to grocery shopping, gas, which one you do the most, and which one you do the most, they allow you to apply that 5% cash back to you. You pick those categories that you use the most in, and you shuffle everything through that credit card. If it's 2 or 3 of them, you shuffle everything through 2 or 3. Let the reward points stack up. That's just one area. Now, cash money, you want to get passive income. Every year you want to get passive income. You don't want to let a year go by that you didn't make some money and wasn't sleeping and money just came in. So these banks are saying, look, you sign up with me and you open an account and you bring in $10,000 new money, or you bring in X amount of dollars, I'll give you $500 as long as you keep it in here for 3 months. So you take that, you say, yeah, I'll take that money, and you put it aside. You find as many deals like that and you stack it up. That's passive income. That passive income can pay for a vacation if you want, or it could just be passive income that you take somewhere else and put it into another bank account and get more money coming back to you. Another thing too is that you can do the credit card churn. So you can say, hey man, this credit card is giving me X amount of points. So these points that are coming back, I'm going to just get this card because they're going to give me these points just for opening the card. And you turn through a whole bunch of those cards. I don't care if it's 6 or 7. Now you have to be careful to a certain extent, because what'll happen is that they do take a ding on your credit. So you're getting an inquiry. So you may lose 1 to 2, 3 points every time you do that. I don't take out so many. I only take out like maybe 1 or 2 or 3 a year. And you just run everything through those cards and get the money coming back. And that's what you want to do in order for you to travel hack. And it's going to change the way you think about things, because now you have a strategy. It's not like you just get paid and you're waiting to go down here to the check cashing store to pay your light bill and you're doing this. You got all these different places you got to run around. Nah, you take one card, everything channels through that one card. If you can pay with a credit card, channel everything through that one card. That's what you want. And it's going to allow you to build, it's going to allow you to build up that vacation fund. Remember, it's money. So at any point you can say, you know what, I just want to take the money out. You let money sit there, you paying cash value for something. Remember, we're at what, 15% on the deflationary scale. So, I mean, inflationary scale. So with 15%, if you leave your money in the bank every year, that's what you're losing off your money. You put 100 in there, it's $85 worth of spending power at the end of the year. You don't want to just be saving money or have money sitting there. This money's working for you. Those points, they're not necessarily adding interest, but they're adding value to you because you get an opportunity to take a trip. I had some of these points for the last 5 years. I just started using them. I just started using some. I had so many of them accumulated. I just started using them now. That was money. I could at any time just took money out. That's almost like the best savings account because it's a hedge against inflation. I'm getting the same value that I got years ago, even though I didn't touch it. If you put your money in the bank, it would never, ever keep its value like that over years.
And you can't lose the points then. That's what you're saying.
You can't lose.
Only time you lose the points is if you default on the card. Like if you don't pay the bill or something like that.
Okay.
You have to not pay the bill for a long time. If you miss 1 or 2 payments, they still gonna be cool with you. They just raise the interest rate. But I ain't never had that problem. Yeah. But that's what you want to do. Push all your bills through those cards or just that one card. After you develop that strategy, you're gonna start seeing the reward points. You're like, damn, because like what we do too, like an instance. This is one thing I forgot. The points that I get on my regular little credit cards when I do miscellaneous charges, because I got certain cards that I want to do certain charges, certain cards I do this. You get a strategy. Everything got a strategy. So we don't pay for food most of the time. When we go somewhere, it's already paid for because I get gift cards or I get the cash back and I say, okay. And then we be rushing each other. Me and my wife be rushing each other. Oh, I got it. We trying to get the point. I'm being so serious. You understand what I'm saying?
No, the system is set up is in a marvelous way right now. I want to ask you though, before I go and segue into my next conversation of what I want to bring up. Okay, I gotta bring it up, and I ain't gonna lie to you, because I ain't got a special guest tonight. I'm gonna let you ride, and I've been fucking with you a little bit on the topic that's on my mind. I literally came in here off that topic, but still, in all relation to the Money Corner and travel hacking and everything you gave me, I want to ask you one more thing dealing with Money Corner and what you have expertise on. What do you think about them dips that happened with the Ethereum and everything going on this week? It took a major drop. Almost all the digital currencies took a hit. Can you give me your opinion on that before I segue?
Yeah, I mean, like anything else, it have a little cooling off period, area consolidation. Sometimes things are what people call in the market, it may be oversold. I don't think Bitcoin was oversold. Bitcoin is still undervalued. A lot of institutions have FOMO'd in, and FOMO is an acronym that means fear of missing out. So they FOMO'd in, and a lot of people are still spending a lot of money. One of the ladies that I respect and admire, Kathy Woods, she runs a hedge fund, which is the ARK investment fund. I actually own every single product that she has in the ETF. I created, I created mine. I took like 5 G's. Like I created a ETF mirrored after all her ETFs. So I have that. It's a little index fund that I kind of created my own. But anyway, she brought $260 million worth of Coinbase, because Coinbase just IPO'd.
Yeah.
So, right. So she brought $260 million of Coinbase. So it means that she's bullish on Bitcoin. She loves Bitcoin. Michael Saylor with MicroStrategies, who's been teaching people how to carry Bitcoin on their balance sheets, teaching businesses how to carry Bitcoin on their balance sheets, which is something that's weird because he's teaching people to do something. And I've been telling my wife and a few other people that I've been doing for years. Before he started doing that, all my Bitcoin accumulation comes from business. I never bought a Bitcoin in my life. And I have quite a bit of Bitcoin. So
say that again. Hold on, wait. Say that again. I don't think people catch what you just said. You've been collecting what? Bitcoin.
I've been collecting Bitcoin. I've always believed.
Through what? How do you been collecting this?
Through my business. I get paid in Bitcoin.
Through your business.
Right.
So which means you've been collecting them from your merchandise that you sell.
Getting paid.
Right.
Through your business. You've been collecting Bitcoin.
Mm-hmm.
Not regular US dollars, but through your website.
I'll collect the US dollars.
Actually, to mention your website that you're doing this on, but I just want people to understand that you've been collecting this currency digitally that can accumulate or go down, up and down.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? How long you been doing that?
Since 2016.
4 years, 5 years.
5 years.
5 years. You've been collecting this currency.
I started in 2014, but I used to sell it. When I got it. When I got it, I used to turn it into cash, and then they stopped it. And they stopped you from turning it over to cash. Bitcoin went through a lot of stuff. A lot of people just knew the thing. I've been here for a long time. But
no, you have.
Yeah, I believe in it.
I asked you to say that.
And I've been able to accumulate.
You know, like I know that you know this. You know what I'm saying? I know that you have experienced this. I'm not talking to somebody that's talking off theory. You know what I mean? You know about the digital coin because you actually collect it as payment. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I ain't gonna go into the rest
of
that.
To answer your question though, when you look at stocks, I like Tesla. Tesla experiences a lot of volatility because it's a great company, great investment, from my opinion. It experiences a lot of volatility. You know, it'll be dropped sometimes 10, 12% in a day. And you know that Tesla's gonna be all right, and he's gonna be all right, and he climbed another $200 in another month or so. And that's the same thing with Bitcoin. You look at it you got to look at the long scale. That's why I was talking about technical analysis, what we like to call TNA. You got to look at the technical analysis. One day, it's nothing complicated, man. Go to CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, pull up Bitcoin, and pull up the chart, and just open it up over the whole lifespan of Bitcoin, and you'll see it ain't do nothing but just keep going up. Minimum of 200% per year. These little minor dips ain't really nothing to even be concerned about. The thing of it is that you got people who are just new to the game and they don't understand the volatility. You watch stocks, if stocks is, to me, worse to me, because Bitcoin is not going to zero. Stocks can be real flaky. You can lose within like a week and a half. You can lose 50% of the whole value. You're just not getting that certain things, especially out with Bitcoin. You understand? Look at the market cap. When you guys get an opportunity, go and look at what all the top companies are in the world, and you get to see what Bitcoin is placed at. Bitcoin is right under gold. Bitcoin is valued more than Google. Bitcoin is about the top of gold right now. When they take gold over, it is a wrap, and that's what it's a wrap. Yeah, it's $1.6 trillion market cap. Another thing you guys want to, you ever heard of M1?
Hey, hold on. I'm sorry. Say that one more time for the people.
It's a 1.6
right underneath gold, you say?
It's right underneath gold.
Value on the stock.
Right. It's because it's
underneath gold.
Right. It's right.
Let me make sure I'm saying what you're saying, right? You said it's gold is still the highest stock, but the next thing
it just has the highest market cap.
That's what I mean.
Right.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
But I was saying that you can buy gold in stocks, but the actual physical mineral itself, the gold, what is the market cap, what it's valued at, Bitcoin is right underneath that. And
that's crazy.
That's the next thing. So what I'm saying is that you got to look at all PayPal. They have to keep buying it. Cash App. All these people have to keep buying Bitcoin, and they're buying the Bitcoin. But they do it crazy. So they do it off over the counter, so it doesn't affect the price of Bitcoin, and they buy it off what they call OTC, so it doesn't affect the price of Bitcoin. But trust me, they're getting it, and they're trying to shake everybody out of their Bitcoin. There's only so much of them. I'm telling you, in another 15 years, you're gonna see me saying, "Oh, I just shaved off 1/8 or less than an eighth, and I just paid for a house with my Bitcoin."
Hey,
Mark my word on that.
What do you think about Dodge? The
Dogecoin, Doge.
Doge, you know I pronounced it wrong. You know me.
Dogecoin.
Dogecoin.
Yeah, it has a cult following. It has a cult following. It has a cult following.
But it still has jumped because of that cult following. From what it was worth to now.
Yeah, I mean it's been around. It has a great market cap too. You look at the market cap, but that's mainly because of the cult following. That it has what we call the network effect. So
I'm sorry. Look, I heard something that how it came about. That Doge. How you pronounce it again?
It's a meme coin. Doge.
A meme coin.
Meme coin. It's like what I'm saying. But
I appreciate you telling me
at this point right now, it's irresponsible to a certain degree, and I agree with the guys that I rock with. It's irresponsible not to maybe have a little bit of Doge in your portfolio, but I wouldn't go bananas. And you see it drop crazy. It dropped like 30% the next day.
Everything drops. So that's
the thing is that that's good money. That's a healthy system because people have to take profits. Once you understand how the game works, it's not a big deal anymore.
Right? Yeah. You have to be patient. Look.
I came in and I said that I brought this one stock at 10 cents. Right. I held it for a year. Right now it's at $5. And I done made $185,000 off this thing. I put a certain amount of money in. So now I feel like, you know what? I feel like this is the top of the top. Let me take some profits. I ain't gonna cash all my joint out, but let me take out $100,000. Yeah. And then everybody start doing that, or most people start doing it because the price is high. That's why the price come down.
All right,
people start selling. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm leaving on that note. You done told me too much of your personal business. The fact that
I did the same thing with Doge.
No, but that's a good feeling to know that he started at a certain amount and he hit this, and then he did this.
The key is
and
patience,
then he leveraged and said, "I'm gonna pull this. I'm cashing out," and now he's still, based off my calculation, he's at 185.
Yeah,
and he said he pulled 100. Say, I'm cool.
I didn't do that. I didn't do that with Doge. I didn't do that. My coins that I'm holding.
Okay,
I've been holding these coins. Either
way,
the Bitcoin and stuff like that.
Whichever one it is,
whatever stock it is,
Cardano, those things right there. I've been in there for a long time, and they have that kind of exponential return. But right now, it's really about the Bitcoin and the Bitcoin. And later on. You see, I'm telling you, man, and I got a lot of other coins. I have maybe I think 32 coins that I invest. 32 different coins.
32
coins? Yeah, I manage
digital coin.
Right.
Digital
so
coin.
Some of them are tokens. Right. They all cryptocurrency.
I was making sure.
And some of them are stable. So stable coins are pegged to the US dollar.
32 coins right now.
Stable coins pegged to the US dollar. So I have USDC, and that's what they pay me 10.5 to 12.5% interest on. So like I was saying, interest, I gain like $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. It's at least $4,000 in interest every month. I don't do shit. It's passive income because I have a strategy. So that's where you want to be at. I mean,
stop, man. Stop for the night because you really beating us up with facts and economics that is almost crazy. It's overload.
Bitcoin dropped 10% last night, so I'm like, let me get a couple of those.
That's the time when you buy the dip. You actually buy the dip. It's time to put your money in there. So, like I say, man, be greedy when everybody's fearful, and be fearful when everybody's greedy. So everybody right now fearful. That's because the banks are shaking everybody out. They're shaking everybody out, and they're buying that Bitcoin. It's only 21 million. We're about to go through another halving, and every time we go through a halving, we have a substantial gain, and we're about to have that substantial gain. It's going to be next year. But just ride the wave. You just have to be tough. Have what they call diamond hands. You gotta be able to hold them. You gotta be able to hold them. If you can't hold, you're gonna fold, and that means you're gonna give somebody's waiting to buy it at a cheaper price. Right now, I hope it's people like, oh man, I'm giving it up, it's dropping. And somebody's saying, oh, I like this price. Give it here. Go look at it.
I'm gonna leave you alone on that one. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Of people who are buying when you're selling. And you'll see people gobbling up. It shows you on a green and a red scale. You'll see the green eating up. That's people buying, and the red going down. And you'll see it sometimes. Everybody's selling it. People trying to gobble it up, and then you start to see them rising. I love looking at the in-depth chart. It's very good to look at those charts. I have my son looking at it. I'm trying to teach him stuff because this is how you have to be able to have this type of ability to analyze charts, because you're going to look at them for the rest of your life. And this is what everybody's looking at in order for them to develop this strategy on whether or not I want to put my money into this thing or want to see how it's trended. How has it been trending in the last 15 minutes? How has it trended over the last year? How has it trended over the last month? Those things are very important. That's why I say that we can sit and we can talk a bunch of crap, but if you get people that know what they have a strategy about things, they'll teach you, and then you'll start taking your time and putting your time into those things instead of trivial stuff or stuff that doesn't have any real true reward.
Just for, since you said that, I'm gonna stop right there. And I ain't gonna play no music in between the segue right now. But everything you said was factual, and I agree with it. But what I'm gonna segue in is to trivia speaking. Everything's trivia. It's history. See,
everything ain't trivial, but go ahead.
No. I'm not saying that's on you when you said it like in that manner. Like everything that I'm saying is trivial, because I know for facts what I get into and what I'm gonna debate about has an effect and pushes the needle on the community of our people. Because if not, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I ain't gonna get caught up in it, because I don't come from that school of thought. They get caught up in semantics. You know what I'm saying? I want to make money. You know what I mean? I gotta do what I gotta do. I'm gonna keep it that simple. But outside of that, when it comes to the historical standpoint of things and the doctrine of things and the source of things of people who have put information in front of our people, who has indoctrinated, miseducated our people, I'm at that point where I feel, I'm 42. Like I said, I just turned 42 3 days ago, Thursday to Sunday. And I was born on a Sunday. But for the facts of the matter, as an Aries man, I'm telling y'all, I've learned some things in history that make me look at things from the perspective of the fact that we were educated we was miseducated. And we take pride in things that we shouldn't take pride in. And that is still fundamentally, psychologically messing with our heads and our intentions of the same thing you're talking about, as far as tapping into the economic situation, all the things you just talked about that could benefit people that look like us. And they're caught up in the victimization because of the history and the narrative of the theory that they've been given and what they tap into and what they buy into. Materialism. Things that actually don't benefit them. That money don't go around in your own community because you're a consumer. See, as you said, this is what you just said. You're a consumer. That's what point I'm trying to get to. We have gotten to the point where we're consumers. And what you're talking about is credits and a person that understands how to value and leverage themselves and use the system to give you credit to move how you want to move. So even if you're buying something, you're able to transfer that understanding of that system that's going to benefit you. Even as a consumer, as you're buying something, you're able to use it. Travel hack. You're taking their system money and saying, I'm going to do this with it, and now I'm going to benefit from it, and I'm going to go over here, travel here, and go over here and do that. I'm going to go whatever, credits on this. Okay, I'm going to use that credits on that. I'm going to use my credit card. I'm not saying everybody is using everything for their credit card, but how you're using it is benefiting you to allow you to experience things in a certain manner. So I find it funny from a historical standpoint, and my point I'm trying to prove, that people don't understand the benefit of knowing their historical, literal background in the same way, in the manner of credits and debits and how financially you can leverage yourself, how you just broke down tonight. I ain't no guess tonight. But what I do know for the sport of it, because as as you just broke down, tangibly speaking. It's about money. It's about economics. It's about handling your business. It's about doing what's best for your family for you to move the needle. And if it don't move the needle, it don't mean nothing, right?
Learn.
I think he really broke that down.
Educate yourself.
Right? Yes. I'm gonna be real.
Do it.
He admit
That's what you gotta do.
I admit that. But I ain't gonna lie, I got issues.
We all do.
I need a therapist. You already Money Ether, I said tonight, you're my mentor. You heard me? You accept that? You're my mentor. You're my mentor. You're my family. So when it comes to certain things economically, I listen. Because you know more than me. And I admit that. Not because I'm insecure, because you've proven that you surpassed what I've learned. You know where I'm going?
Right.
That's humbly speaking. That's me not being insecure about what I know and what I'm mastered, but in the fact that where I'm trying to get to on certain levels economically, and it's going to put me in a better for me to leverage my way, to travel hacking and all that shit, so I could be doing what you're doing. I'm trying to go to Mexico too.
Facts.
What do you mean? What do you mean? You think I don't want to go to Mexico, not using my money, using my credit, off the money I'm already working off of and leveraging to go ahead and get a free trip to go to Atlanta, Vegas, and Mexico and all the other places? Think I don't want to do that shit? You think I'm a fool. Yeah. I'm a fool if you think I don't want to do the same thing. And anything that I don't think, the fuck you. French speaking.
But it's crazy. It's crazy how people don't want to be uncomfortable for a moment to be able to achieve the things that they want. Be uncomfortable for a year or two. Get the knowledge, save the money. Do what you have to do. Learn it. Educate yourself to be able to do all those things that you want to do. But a lot of people don't want to be uncomfortable. They're afraid to, for whatever reason.
I'm gonna tell you now, bro. I put myself in an uncomfortable situation when the pandemic happened. That's right. I admit my uncomfortable situations. Because I was betting on myself, good or bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when you in business for yourself and things ain't working out all the way you want it to work, and some shit like this happens outside of your control, affecting other people that service you, meaning they spend money with you. This is my second time this happened, where I've had people outside of my control be influenced because of the system, not being able to spend their economic money in the way they used to support a certain situation because what's going on outside of their means, right?
Yeah.
Same as me. But when you work for yourself, that's something you got to calculate. There's no excuses. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's something you got to calculate.
Get over that fear.
You got to look at it. And when you find out that weakness that you might have not thought of, like, damn, I didn't think that was going to happen. I didn't think of none of that shit, boy. You got to humble yourself. It has nothing to do with what they call ego, which I heard Polite throw a plug out there. Polite said in his video last, if you got ego, you know who you are and you move in a certain way, and no one can tell you because you're secure about what you're doing. But you don't know everything.
No.
Because what
double-edged sword.
What he just broke down, Master Ether, Money Corner tonight. On my Earth Strong is something I want to really focus on in my Earth Strong. That's my phase right now. I'm in that phase. So everything he said tonight is my phase. I'm trying to figure out how to leverage all my shit and make the money work for me in all my ways. Period. I work for my money all my life. And I figured out how to make money and everything. Survive. But how do we make this money work for you? You know what I mean? And pivot yourself and put yourself in a position where everything you're doing economically is going to put you in a better position to build something for your legacy.
To thrive. We've been surviving, so it's time to thrive now.
But now,
right.
No. But now, my exposition on what Earth Strong is, because I do move the needle in my conversations that I have, even on a historical standpoint. I ain't gonna lie, that's my minor. I'm gonna call it my minor like it was education, right? Because the major is getting right. Period. You understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna treat it like a college degree. I came in to learn how to win.
Yeah.
And what's gonna benefit me the most and my family the most to leave a legacy. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking serious shit, right? I say that. But the minor, which is like the things that you got to focus on that you like to do, and still be constructive about. And my shit always been history. Because for some reason, the African American shit, I bought into. You know what I mean? Young growing up. And I took pride in being who we supposed to be. And I only want to say, because of my segue of knowledge of learning and education of history, we went to school in these systems that we always raised in, right? They taught you math. They taught you science. They taught you. They even gave you civil at one point. You know what I mean? At one point, they had economics. You know what I mean, in the school system, right? But there's one thing that I think it happened politically and it happened historically in our school systems, especially when we integrated into their system. See, before we integrated into their system, there was already a system set up based off them people that were considered melanated, Negro, colored, Black, African American, Indigenous, Aboriginal. You know what I mean? I can give all the different titles for it. But these group of people that was categorized off of Walter Plecker, I'm going to give his name out. I don't like him like I don't like Andrew Jackson. I don't like him, Walter Plecker, like I don't like Andrew Jackson. All right? And we've been put in a situation because of education off of history. And that's the one thing I think, outside of what Money Corner tell us every week, that we supposed to be focusing on. You heard me? That we fucked up about, why we can't get our mentality right about what he's talking about and stop victimizing ourselves and start applying ourselves to what he has given us solutions to every time he comes on our platform tonight. See what I'm saying? On some real shit. I'm 42. I ain't got time. And I spend time because I care. I admit that. It might be foolish, but I care. I have a passion for history. And we've been told we from Africa all our life. And when you dig that mound and you find out that you have European, Scottish, German, and all these different things that accumulate and with the narrative of the African American experience come from, you're going to find out there's a group of people that I dig the trail on today. And by the fact, that trail went for about 7 hours. Am I lying, Cole?
Nope.
7 hours. I'm talking about scholars, right? Cole?
Mm-hmm.
From the Moorish industry, from the indigenous industry, for even the Pan-African industry tapped into this conversation, because this is what's moving the needle right now, culturally speaking, dealing with how we're trying to deal with our history right now as a people that's grouped together by a person, by the way, that I want to give a shout out to, and I don't like his ass, Walter Plecker. I want to give him a shout out to him because I want people to do their dig on him. Walter Plecker. So, who is connected to Marcus Garvey, by the way? I mean, I'm freestyling, so I ain't gonna go on to my links because I'm talking just because I'm trying to prove a point of the narrative being pushed. Yeah, you're good. The narrative being pushed of the fact that these group of people, the Moravians that I talked about today, the Moravians, Moravians, and these group of people that were on a missionary work set up by a man named John Huss. John, space Hus. And out of him, Zinzendorf, that's his name, Zinzendorf. I'm fucking up the name. Zinzendorf. I'm going to spell it out for you. I know that much. I can freestyle that much. By the way, it's connected to Wachovia, the bank. Wachovia. If y'all know about the bank Wachovia, Wells Fargo, took it over, but Wachovia. This is historical. This is pushing the narrative, by the way. But a lot of us don't know this. And I had somebody come to me because last night we had this debate about the historical narrative of people today that we call African Americans. And I think we all come from a theory that's been given to us through education, indoctrination, dealing with the narrative that everybody came from Africa. Well, Paul Cuffey, Richard Allen were not African American. Jesse Jackson, by the way, is the one that made that official in '88. And I'm older than the term African American from a political general standpoint. But when it comes to the narrative of the group of people that were pushing this needle, so we're talking about pushing the needle, because they did that. They pushed the needle to standpoint that we came out of a narrative that we was from Africa based off a religious theory that we're the lost tribes of Israel. And this is the group. This is going back to John Huss and John Huss. I'm gonna start there, but I'm bringing you back on the timeline because I ain't got time to go down the timeline in this podcast. Because as Money Corner doesn't want to describe to, it's not really going to push the needle right now. But I feel in my heart, that sounds funny, right? That you should know who you are in order to go where you're trying to go. And if you're doing your genealogy, and you right now, I'm finding people that I'm meeting doing their genealogy and finding out that there are people who come from that narrative in doctrine, in education, in history that's been given to us in the school system. So that's why I feel it pushed the needle. Because you're sending your child to school. They can learn about math, science, history, but history is not on point. Feel me? Do y'all understand what I'm saying to y'all? Yep. Just for my brothers in the room. Yep. P. Cole. Am I wrong? No, the historical system, history-wise, right now, is giving us history that's not like Oprah Winfrey just did a 1619 project. Yeah. Dealing with Lionsgate and everything. They got a movie coming out. Will Smith dealing with his narrative, right? Doing movies, following the slave narrative. But then you got people like Dr. Kamul, Dr. Rashida, what's his name? Rashida?
Runoko Rashidi.
Yeah, thank you, bro. You know how I just fucking up these people's names.
Yeah, Runoko Rashidi.
Yeah, so you got these people doing Hidden Colors.
Yeah, I know
Runoko. Talking about the Olmec and the BC, and they talking about these people coming from ancient time. They still saying they're African. You notice that, right?
Yeah, he said who was his mom or his grandma told him he was Cherokee or
something. Yeah, he said that. The doctor said that. He
still subscribed to,
whatever. They can have that. But then now they're contradicting each other because I got other people, groups of people that coming at me on a platform talking about this 1619 Oprah Winfrey narrative when you got other doctors and like you just said, what's his name? Runoko
Rashidi.
Yeah, talking about BCs, Olmecs being Africans founding in. So you're going past 1619. I follow a real history narrative that pushes the needle for us to know who the fuck we is. Excuse my fucking French. Because I know who the Moravians is coming out of the Czech Republic. That I proved today on the Moravian Trail to open up the African American, African what's the word? Because they told me he wasn't even Methodistical. Methodist, right?
Methodist.
That's the word I'm fucking with. The Methodist Episcopal Church that came out of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Germantown, Pennsylvania. This is pushing the needle. Because if you don't know this shit and you're telling people your narrative of following an abolitionist group of people that were following a Christian doctrine that came from a group of people that you don't even know about. By the way, last night when I asked them, do you know who the Moravians is? This is where African Americans get on my nerves of this African narrative you following and you don't know who even established this African American narrative. I'm going to push the needle. Am I wrong, Cole?
Nope.
Because this is the truth. But everybody, economics, I'm on my economics. I got to get to this money. I get that part. You ain't going to tell me nothing about money. I get that part. I humble myself to that part. I don't know about it. I got to grow on it, right?
No doubt.
But I've been labeled this term. This has been taking my indigenous people off their land for a long time. And that 1619 which means we're in 2021, and people are still 400 years after that 1619 project that Oprah Winfrey and Lionsgate want to put themselves in. I have a problem with that, economically or not, because I can get my paper. But a group of people in the school system you're still sending your children to, historically, are not updating what we know has been proven and debunked. That is a problem. Because it means they're still indoctrinating your people. And if you can get into a whole other thing, like again, that's why we do economics every week. I yield, as they say on Clubhouse, I yield to Master Ether. Right? You right, Cole? Because when I don't, it's like me saying to these people that I said to me last night when I told them, and they were bringing up Paul Cuffey and Richard Allen and all the things that they did. And I said, do you know about the Moravians? And they said, no. Educate me. That's the word they said. No, educate me. And then I say to you, I'm going to give you the sources to show you how the Bethel AME Church came about. You see the key word, Bethel, dealing with the Moravians that set up Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, through William Penn, which is dealing with Wachovia, a modern-day bank that most of y'all have probably accounts at. But I'm not pushing the needle by bringing that up, and you don't know who the fuck they really is. Because it was Afro-Moravians that did this. Richard Allen is a black man, today's standard. And Paul Cuffey would be considered a black man in today's standard. You know what I'm saying? So you telling me that shit don't matter, I'm looking at you crazy either way. Because they're still teaching your child that you sit in the school and their history system and telling you a narrative of white supremacy, some victimization bullshit. And at the end of the day, because if we're going to be about our money, we got to be about who the fuck we really is and know who the fuck you are. Do your genealogy and don't take the DNA test with the 23andMe shit. Because the iguanas already proved they from Nigeria. By the way. No. They already approved through the test that 23andMe used the iguana, and the iguana said he from Nigeria, 34%. So if you want to get caught up with me and you want to come at me with the narrative that I ain't pushing the pin when they tricking you on all these fucking ways of the system, what's this fucking man name that the website says entertainment, but y'all follow him? He like the homeboy.
Henry Louis Gates.
Yeah, say his name again.
Henry Louis Gates.
Yeah, but people buying into him because he's a black man. We ain't supposed to buy down the fact that they call Harry Tubman. Talking about
he's a Harvard
Ross. I'm done. Either way, though, I'm done. I'm going to stop. Because at the end of the day, I know what it is. I see what it is. No one wants to hear that part because it's that black bullshit that we bought into, like Black Lives Matter bullshit. Now, I'm a rant for him. It's my birthday. I can rant for a fucking minute.
Hey, go ahead.
I don't do this after. Because I didn't prove the points. I literally sat, and then some people say it's trivia. It's not fucking trivia. That shit fucking facts. And we've been fucked with a certain way and historically, and it's not right. So if you don't know where your past come from, you don't know where you're going, and you're still claiming some shit that take you off your fucking land. I ain't got time for you tell me my narrative is being pushed a certain way when I know it historically. Most of y'all motherfuckers is claiming some shit you ain't. And matter of fact, it's been proven that most of the motherfuckers that say they Pan-African, because most of these motherfuckers 2-3 years ago were saying they were Pan-African, and they don't even know that these motherfuckers were brought away by Moravians. I had to try some niggas last night dealing with this point. They Pan-Africans and don't know about black Europeans and the whole setup of Bethlehem, Pennsylvania being set up by Moravians. That were missionaries that set up and indoctrinated Native people, such as the Lenape and the Delaware, we're dealing with the Continental Congress. Let me rant now. No. They want to be on some church shit, right? That's what they want to do, right? The fuck? Yeah. I'm giving you facts. Go do research and shit. Don't come at me about no narrative trivia shit. Go research the facts of really what happened in history and how we ended up in our situation right now, presently, what we call now. Now, I'm going to deal with the humbleness of, if I don't know something about economics, they can teach me to make more money because I'm a hustler. Let's get to this paper. But when it comes to what our ancestors went through, and these people come about ADOS, Friedman, and all these terms that they're going off of, is there a cause and effect for it? Yeah. And that cause and effect, one of the major groups, and these people literally last night, Pan-African people, some of their best in the room got and said to me, they don't know who the Moravians are. And at that point, key names, Richard Allen, Paul Cuffey, Quakers, documented Black Europeans that you're calling Africans, by the way. What? And historically speaking, a lot of our Black people want to push the narrative talking about it don't matter, but they're still giving credit to white supremacy for people that actually, that they're calling white, were Black. So I'm confused with such a narrative of real true history of who was who. King Charles, Charlemagne. These are factual people that live in history, and you're telling me it don't matter, but you're cool with letting your children go to school and learn the same motherfucker that they're telling this white person that wasn't really a white person. Are you really telling me that I'm supposed to be cool with that shit? This is my birthday, and let me tell you, am I tripping?
No, you ain't tripping.
Okay.
But why do you think there's this oversimplification of the plight of the so-called Black man in America? Why I feel like there's like oversimplification. Oh, you were saying you were brought here and boom, and we were here. When most people even know, even most people from other countries knew that before. Like I grew up in Haiti, and I always knew of there were basically blacks, what we call blacks today here, way before the 1400s.
Right.
So why is there this push for this oversimplification of?
That's trivia.
But why is that this push, even from so-called Black people here? Why is there this push for this oversimplification of the plight of the Black person here? What do you think that is? Is it economic, or is it straight white supremacy? Or is it straight white supremacy, or is it economic?
No. Like the Money Corner says every week, it's about economics.
True.
Modern day.
Mm-hmm.
That's the solution to getting out our situation, as applying ourselves to what's going to allow us, no matter what situation took place, if you look like us, to what he's saying. He's giving a solution to things that we could do right now, presently. But see, my problem is, and this is my opinion and my passion for what I've realized, and why a lot of our people are fucked up too. But so outside of the economic, the political and historical narrative is because most people ain't got their historical right, so they ain't picking their political right. If you knew who if you knew who your people really were and who was really who, historically and politically, you would make a different decision based off your knowledge of who was who. Yeah. This is really what's going on. The slave narrative has fucked us up.
It's true, but at the same time, like we've had conversation before, and I've told you, like, till we get our money right, ain't shit else gonna change. So till we get our money right, then we can, change the narrative again, and especially because the board's already set. You know what I'm saying? And it's an economic board. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. It's an economic board.
Monopoly.
So in order to change that narrative, the whole slave thing, the Aboriginal people that were here before, we have to take control of the board economically to be able to change that narrative. So I understand when Master Ether goes like, it don't mean shit till you get your money right. You got to get that money right.
I agree.
To get everything else
I agree.
on that board.
Listen, but this is my
thing. Something that's interesting is that if you're arguing with a fool, I can't tell the difference. I can't tell who the fool is. So if somebody actually understands something,
you can't say that. Let me tell you why. You can't say that.
You're spitting fire. I respect that. If you spit fire, it's cool. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm going to argue with you to the fact that everything becomes debatable, it's one thing to teach. Remember earlier you were talking about, hey, listen, I'm respecting Master Ether, what he have to say, blah, 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 la, la, la. You heard me say this in previous episodes. When I had people that I felt that was my mentor, I always respected them. They were people of integrity. They were able to lead me in certain areas, and I respected that. And I was like, I was in my apprenticeship at that point. So when you see somebody kicking knowledge is something that applies to you, and it's going to allow you to gain, when you're young and you're in this brand new stage of trying to learn and understand what things are, people call it woke, whatever you want to call it, that type of information is very juicy. It's very attractive and sexy because you really don't know much about yourself, your culture, and your peoples. So you're trying to get involved with it. You're trying to, what we say, get in bed with it so you can understand it a lot better. And that makes sense. As you start to be a grown man, those things shouldn't be a mystery no more. You heard those things before. Right. If I get to the point that I'm 60 years old and I'm still debating a dude about what black is or what happened back in 1870 and stuff like that, and I'm not moving along in my life and develop real strategies of how to win in this present time, not back in the past, then once again, I go back to how I came in when I said that we don't know who the fool is in this situation at this point. Because you may have had some really good information, but because you're arguing with a fool at this point, and it's not here or there, I can't tell.
You made wait. Well, you just said Master Ether was a great point. And let me tell you something. Like, you've never said this before to me in the way you just said it right now. What you just said, in the words, how you described it, you've never said it to me in our conversations ever, the way you just said it just now, live. All right? So, I agree 100% what you just said. My thing is, because of where I'm at, trying to admit, now that I've gotten to the education of history, of what really took place and who was who, in modern day time, me trying to apply myself to be the best I could be, and seeing how somebody coughing over there, boy, that shit good. Either way, no, it wasn't you. Somebody coughing.
Nobody coughing.
Nah, somebody coughing. I heard the cough. Ain't nobody coughing over here. That's niggas. That wasn't God. See, anyway, that's a distraction. I didn't cough. Shit. You got somebody with you? They coughing?
Ain't nobody coughing over here.
Okay, all right, so I heard. Some good stuff. My bad. Either way, that was a distraction. But what I was really trying to say was that either way. That's why I bring you on, because see, I'm an apprentice, and I say that live, to things that you teach me about. You understand what I'm saying? The things that I brought you on this platform because you're more advanced than me in it. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not insecure when I say that. See what I'm saying?
No need.
Because I know that I've been focused on. But when I get with somebody that I can trust, that can teach me something that I can learn to apply myself on another level that's going to better me, I'm going to take that information. That makes sense?
Definitely.
All right. So when it comes to history, it's not trivia. It's factual.
No, it can't be trivial.
It's not trivial.
It can be trivial. Yes, it can.
What it is and what it's not.
If I come with another book that you ain't never heard of, and I say, I stand by this book,
I got that
part. All day, and it gets to the point that it becomes a pissing contest. That's how you always see me say mentally masturbating. And it may sound like, oh man, that sounds really, really harsh to say, but no, that's what it essentially is.
Bro, I deal with this shit all the time.
It's not going to be any into it. If I come up with another thing that I sway the crowd, it's almost like a rap contest. If I sway the crowd and they come and they start jumping on my time, now I got it. It doesn't matter if I was that factual or not. It's more trivial. Another thing is too is that, you know, for the last like 4 or 5 weeks, we've been talking about this Clubhouse. We're on a totally different platform, but you know, you're giving a lot of big ups and sponsoring them like as if they sponsor this channel. This is something where you want to start to create your own and not necessarily talk about Clubhouse. If you're on it, that's cool. You want to talk about the conversation, but say you talk about the conversations, but I wouldn't necessarily plug Clubhouse. I'm just saying, especially
I'm going to plug it.
Don't plug Clubhouse as much.
I'm going to plug it. No, wait. I'm going to plug it. I'm going to tell you why I'm going to plug it.
Okay.
Because who I have conversations with on Clubhouse. I'm not sitting on Clubhouse with no regular motherfuckers. Mm-hmm. Ain't it cool? Mm-hmm. You know that. I don't, and you should know me better than that. I ain't sitting on Clubhouse.
I don't understand. That has nothing to do
with
wait.
I'm just telling you.
It doesn't matter with the caliber of the people.
No, but I'm saying you stay at Clubhouse.
If you're going to be plugging
I'm dealing with people that
platform and you're plugging another platform, it doesn't matter the caliber of the people on there. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Talk to them and ask them questions on my own pace. When I get into these rooms with these people that are making documented facts about what's going on in history. And I'm into history. more than I watch TV or anything else. Excuse my bird. So at the end of the day, because I'm into history.
What's going on? I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? You can hear me? No, I can't hear him either. So.
Going. We in the present time. And time is now. Everything economically Money Corner says, I agree with. Some of the things I lack myself. I agree with that. I got to work on myself. See, I'm humble enough because I've been in rooms with people I don't know, sometimes 50, 60 people, and we going through these conversations off these topics that I really think is really prevalent. That's my opinion. I'm not saying it's your opinion or anybody else's. That's just mine. Because my hobby might be, you feel me, Co? You know what I'm saying? What I'm into. I'm not going to get into because I don't play video games. I don't have a PlayStation 2. You heard me, Co? I don't got to, you know what I'm saying? I don't play games. You know what I'm saying? So the things that I'm doing and the people that I'm trying to connect with based off what I'm into from a historical standpoint. I'm going to tap in. And that's what I'm into. P, you know what I'm saying? I still on time and dealing with my people. And we've been disclassified. This African thing, and I'm going to keep saying this, because some people try to just walk in, oh, don't worry about it. No. I'm bringing up the Moravians.
I'm with you, but at the same time, be careful who you spend too much energy on.
Too. No.
Put it out there.
No. Matter of fact, we're going to stop in a second.
True.
I'm going to tell you this. Off education code, right? I done made people donate, right? People want to know this. They spend money. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to go into numbers. But people appreciate when you give them real information. And I don't promote that. But I'm going to tell you this. I can look at my phone and can show you that if you are really giving respect and you spend time with people that you honestly are just trying to give real information to about what really took place and being that right now a lot of people are doing their history outside of them working their jobs and you know what I mean hustling. They're doing their history because they found out their family are connected to this land dealing with some situation.
And that's great.
And that's great still. Yeah. And from the fact that they are finding patent situations like the Bruce, matter of fact, we'll bring it to Bruce, Manhattan Beach, right? Is it?
Yeah.
Manhattan Beach, Bruce family.
Bruce family.
That just acquired that land and they won the decision to get that land, right? Yeah. Well, I know, and I've been in these rooms with this type of people. That's why I'm in the room with the people that are literally doing their research and finding out that they're indigenous to the land, to certain tribes in the land, and they got patents based off their surnames that go back to their families that own 200 acres, 300 acres, 30 acres, 50 acres, 60 acres. Yeah. I don't spend time in the room with people talking about bullshit. Yeah. You got me fucked up. Let you know about me. Cause I'm gonna sit in because I know what I'm on. By the way, I'm dropping a book by the end of this year. The Autonomous Party book will be dropped by the end of this year. Dealing with heritage, economics, you know what I'm saying, politics, and all that shit. Because I've been digging on this for a minute. That's why I'm on it, and I do what I do for a reason. By the way, I'm in it that way because I always going to be about business. At the same time, though, we got to move the needle forward. And history is going to be my sport. That I'm always going to push the needle on myself. Because the hidden knowledge of our history is why we're not where we want to be. Because we don't really know a lot of our shit that they gave us in their doctrine in the education system of the history that they give our children right now. All right? They tell you one thing. but it's not how it really happened. So I'm going to stay on your neck about history, because that's what I went to school for. I had a minor in history. I would have been a professor, if anything else, less. So I'm going to stay on your ass on that shit.
You know what's really interesting, Mac, is that, you know, what's interesting is that if we think about some of the collections in the libraries that have been burned, you know, they call it a library because that's the place you bury the lies, right? Which are really the truths. So if you think about Timbuktu, and then you start to think about what happened over here, you think about the Vatican, they say underneath the Vatican is supposed to have all these different stories with all these different books and these special books. If I come out with another book that trumps whatever you got going on with your information, and I sway the crowd some kind of way, or I just get that, like I was saying, that network effect, you're going to buy into what I'm saying sooner or later. That's why you see a lot of people who be on the race hustle tip. They pick one thing, whether it's Hebrew Israelite or whatever the case may be, Pan-Africanism, and they ride that shit on home. Somebody always got some new information. You didn't, they're giving you the information. You wait for somebody to write some stuff so you can go around and be like, yeah, look, man, look what I found. It's like, okay, that's great. But then somebody else come up with some other information. It's more so better for you to be focused on where you at right now and understand that, yeah, these are some possibilities of where I may come, where my beginnings are. And that's cool. And then once you get past that, focus on where you at now and start to create off of what you're doing right now. So like I told you, if you feel like, hey, I have ties to some Native Americans or whatever the case may be, I'm indigenous, whatever you want to call yourself, then okay, let me see you start practicing those kind of things and start creating new things according to what you're doing now. And then also too, if you did acquire some land, like I told you before, I want to see you be able to pay taxes on that land and see what kind of commerce you bring to that land. Are you tilling the soil? Do you have people that be able to work the soil? Or do you just get land and it just sit there? Who cares about that?
Wait.
No, don't cut me off.
Before I go.
No, listen.
We gotta go. Hold on one second. I gotta say something real quick. I want to say something to you. You said something. Right. We gotta go. We passed 11. Matter of fact, it's 11:11. But
I like that. Yep.
Yes, and I've heard that even in conversation with people that are trying to learn how to get their land, then with the land patents that their surnames are connected to, with tribes that are indigenous to the land of the Americas that I've met on this application called Clubhouse. But either way, as you just said, it comes back to everything you just said as far as what you're going to do when you get it and you find out. And it also comes back to the position you're in as far as your credit, your business, your economics. There's more involved to getting the pencil moved than just knowing that my surname is connected to some land. That somebody got that land.
That's no difference than you getting an inheritance. If you got an inheritance,
I agree with you
all the time, and they blow it in 2 years, 4 years, sometime in a couple of months. It's the same difference. If you don't know what the hell you're doing with it, who cares if you actually have it? And who does it benefit? So if you're able to produce some kind of commerce and produce an economy throughout it, and it's a strategy that's going on, then it actually benefits people. Other than that, you got to acknowledge that it was something that was going on like anything else, and it's something that will sit there. So how does it do something? How does it benefit you and your family? What you're going to do with it? These things are just things kind of like, you know what I'm saying? These things that we could throw around, but we have to live in the now. And I want us to be in the now more so than the past. Because I'm telling you, somebody else will pull out another book and you'll be on their dick in 2 seconds. Talking about, he's preaching the gospel. It is what it is. I've been seeing it for a long time, man.
Wait, wait a second.
Wait a second. I wouldn't be wasting my time with somebody from Pan-Africanism.
Don't do that. Listen here.
I wouldn't be wasting my time. I told you that.
Wasting your time with me, so I know.
No, I'm saying you're not Pan-African, are you? But you're not Pan-African. I'm just saying. You heard me say that before on this show. I said the same exact thing on this show. The same exact thing. I don't know why this is different. I said Pan-African was dead. It is.
Oh wait! Stop! I gotta leave it on that note.
We'll be back next week.
I gotta leave what I know.
It's dead.
Pan-African American shit is dead. And now, everything else you said to me, I agree with just like that. 100%. Handle your business. Let's get to the business. Don't be romanticizing about that Pan-African shit. If you really want to know about your history of your people, do your history and find out your great-great-grandparents and who they really are, just to know who they are. But outside of that, in the now, we're dealing with now. And everything you said tonight is a factual situation. And I back it. And that's why I follow you on it. Because you know more than me on it. You see what I'm saying? My point I'm trying to prove tonight is I got motherfuckers out here telling me they don't even know about these parts of history, trivia, don't move the needle or not. And they want to argue. So I need them to understand, outside of you not even knowing the needle, to push it historically, you still aren't even applying yourself in the now. Because I'm moving in the now. Even though I dig the history. I dig the mound. I admit that part. I dig the mound. I like the mound. I dig on the mound. I'm going to dig on it. We out of here for the night. Money Corner, I thank you for hanging with me all this night. And everything you said, I can't even come. Is there anything we say he said wrong?
Hell no.
He ain't lying.
He ain't lying. You ain't lying. No, for real. Like, there's never a debate, especially with you on this things that you experienced and you share with us on your platform with us, with Autonomous Party. By the way, theautonomousparty.com. Tap in. Click the link. We got all sorts of shit on there. You buy all sorts of shit we got going on. Shirts, t-shirts. We got a lot of shit going on. But anyway, I'm gonna quickly plug. But either way, yeah, I appreciate you, Master Ether, spending the time with us. Because you're doing your thing. I'm always gonna give you a shout out when you're doing your thing. Cause I inspire after to get where you at and do your thing.
You get me? Yeah, that's true.
No, that's the truth. I admit that live. I ain't what you doing. You're an example of how a lot of us need to think. But I know what a lot of us are caught up on. Before I leave you, I'm going to say that. A lot of us are caught up on a lot of things that are trivia. Why is it trivia? Because you don't know the truth. That's the problem. So no matter if you arrange your mind to say these things are trivia, but I get past that, and how you get into the point of building what you built to do what you need to do for you, a lot of people are caught up in that trivia shit.
I know.
And the truth will set them free based off what they've been indoctrinated with. I'm going to leave it alone at that point. We out of here. Peace. Thank you, Eric. I see y'all next week. I got some special guests coming next week. But this week, I didn't want to talk some shit. I ain't gonna lie. I did the Moravian Trail. And I made money doing it. It's my birthday week, and it might have been a shot at me out, but it was not a little chunk they showed me love with. I ain't gonna lie. I don't even give my cash out like that. I don't even give my. They're like, man, give me your cash out, cause nigga, what you saying right now, nigga, when you teaching this on right now, and when Pan Africans tell you, I don't know who the Moravians is, right, Go? Mm-hmm. I don't know who the Moravians is. I'm gonna teach you who they is real quick. Give me some change. Monopoly with the money sign in front. Eric, I'm out of here. Peace. Be out of here. You heard me? Money Corner. Each and every wait. Hold on. Each and every Sunday, the Autonomous Party, 8 to 11, moving a little past. I appreciate the Music Media Lounge for doing let's do this like this. But don't forget, we tapping in Music Media Lounge, the Autonomous Party, 8 to 11, music, content, conversation, special guests, community activism, nationality, the spectrum of things. We out of here. Yes, every season, springtime. It's winter in the summer though, for us black folk. It's winter in the summer. Out of here.